a thing? Could I really be doing this right now? Maybe so. I'm going to take a look around and see if my machines are all working here, and if anyone feels like joining me on a Saturday night. For those of you who watched later, congratulations. You didn't have to put up with me trying to figure out if my technology worked. But I'm excited to show you some new purchases that I got in Las Vegas. Just a little bit of this, that, and the other. A little bit of show and tell. And maybe as I'm showing you some stuff, I can start talking a little bit about the stuff that I'm seeing. Hey, Quicksilver. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm going to try to talk a little bit about the show in Vegas and the market. If I can, maybe I should probably just make the market video separate. Hey, Seth. Long time. All right, so that is upside down. Aaron, welcome, welcome. Thanks for saying hi, guys. New York, it's a hell of a town, so I've heard. And this is what happens when you travel. You don't get your own setup with you, really. And I'm looking to see what I can see here on this coin. Hey, Donald, up a little late, aren't we? So here we go. We got, this is a really cool piece. A lot of you already know this is a Civil War token. But this one I really like. This has got G-Dub on it. The OG. All right, hey guys. Eugene, Michael, way deep inside. Come on down. Good to see y'all. I am in Vegas. G-Gator67, nice to see you. I'm going to try to keep up with stuff. All right, Brian. Oh, you mean it's 10:30 somewhere? Golly, what do I know? You mean time zones change different places you go? This is a cool Civil War token, MS63, and it's a cool piece. This one, I don't have a price on all of these. I just bought these as the show was closing today. I have had this token and one just like it, and I think I'm gonna try. Don't mind me. I'm going to be doing some manipulating as I go here to try to get a little bit better light for you, a little bit better angle. So this one I think is about 150 bucks or so. Just George Washington stuff is pretty cool, and I'm trying to remember. I had 3 of them. They're all a little different. This one is cool, Our Country, but this is cool because it's got, there he is, the Broaz brothers, the Bros. How cool is that, huh? Pie bakers. Get out of town, man. Pie bakers? Are you serious right now? I think that's pretty cool. So, a very nice piece. And the other side of this one also, man, Sherman, Texas, I've been there. Union We Stand with George Washington and the draped flags. Also, a little bit of mint luster mixed in there. Right, so that's really cool. I think that's really cool. You get the little bit of the red mint luster, 63 red brown on that piece, and Our Country, pie bakers. What's cool about Civil War tokens is just all the stuff that was going on there, right? So, you've got advertising for these guys that bake pies, but it's Our Country, and we've got G-Dub on our side here. And how neat is that? I need to move some stuff here to get a better view for you guys. United we stand. Like I said, being on the road is pretty difficult sometimes. So we're going to keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to show you some stuff that I bought. I got one more Civil War token, then we're going to get up and into some different things. 1863 again. This is a real common device design with the Liberty on one side. 1863 is your date on there. I'm a little worried I'm about to start a fire with this thing right now. Army, Navy. Real cool type. Real neat. So this one's a little bit less expensive. I don't have exact prices, like I said, on the Civil War tokens because I just got them in right before the show is closing. But I want to show you some stuff that I got that is probably not. Everyone is buffering, and then everyone is back. But MS68 Rhodesia, what's cool, it's like an inexpensive coin. It's a small coin. It's a cool design. I hope everyone's back now. I know I lost connection for a second. But the design here is really neat. And it's super high grade, and it's cheap. How cool is that? Pop 3-1, right? 3 of them with one finer. How fun is that? I've got a few more pieces like that to show you. Now, some of them are older though, like this 1918 half mark from Germany. You know, not an expensive coin, even though it's really high grade. Real pretty coin. What's up, Potter? MS67 on a 1918D half mark. And pretty neat coin for, you know, like 75 bucks. You know, how much it costs to slab stuff is just really crazy nowadays, right? So that's pretty expensive just to slab it. All right, Adam, thanks for coming in. Joey, all right. Oh, man, hey. Man, thanks for joining. Also, I always like a coin with a hole in the middle, right? You can see right through the thing. Netherlands, this is Netherlands East Indies Company. Not company really, but I like saying that. A 1 cent piece. Also just a stunning, stunning coin. The design is just like all over the place, man. Look at that. Right? How beautiful. And once again, you got a coin here that is MS66 red. And it's just pretty, right? Can we all appreciate the combination of the coin's condition along with the overall design? What a neat piece. You know, I got a couple more of these random foreign coins to show you, then we'll get back into some US coins, or maybe I'll mix it up in between. Mexico, very popular. By the way, I should talk just a little bit about the show, the coin show. I'm in Las Vegas, and the coin show in Las Vegas has been pretty busy. It's been a nice show. And yeah, the Mexican stuff's been selling pretty well. This 1937 piece is really stunning, 50 centavo. And you're looking at an MS65. There's not that many of these guys. Real flashy fields on this one. Just a pretty coin. 3 in that grade, 17 graded higher. Let's get on to some US stuff, shall we? I got something that's kind of fun. Hey Knox, how you doing? So this I bought for a customer. This is already bought and sold, but I really loved this coin. I had a guy, he wanted an MS63 5 Indian, and this 1909 from Denver absolutely filled the bill here. Just lovely. It's got that blue tone to it, super lustrous. Just a really, really nice piece. And so I'm pretty excited about this one. 63, that's what he was looking for. There's a whole bunch of 63s there. I can go back to the well again maybe tomorrow, but they're about $1,200 to $1,300 retail and stuff like that. But this one was my favorite. So that is for a customer who's been asking for one for a little while now. Next up, hey Jeff. Oh man, this 1837 half. So there's a number of things that I picked up that, I mean, the reality is at the show, things are really expensive. It's hard to find stuff that you can sell or resell, or, you know, it's just, you got to step up to the plate to buy a few things as long as you think it's a decent looking coin. What's cool about these, this is like a 2-year type, the 1836, 1837. You know, it's really funky coin because it's got the real small United States on it, United States of America, the small lettering. And then the eagle, of course, is bold, and the 50 cents is really small. And these have a reeded edge to them. There you go, you got a good view of the reeded edge. AU50 by PCGS. Really nice coin. And overall, let's take a little bit closer look there at that kind of turban head design. Little bit of some rim toning, which is kind of fun on an AU coin. Right, nice overall appearance. There's that mystical 1837 date. I call it mystical because that's right when, I mean, they had hard times. Literally 1837, that's when all the hard time tokens came out. You know, and this is something it's priced over the gray sheet, but just try to find one, a nice looking coin certified. It's kind of tough, but gray sheet, of course, is always just a guide, but we try to use it to guide us as best we can. That's about a $425 coin. By the way, none of this is on the website yet. I just got this back. The guys at the shop don't even know this exists. if you want to email staff at oldpueblocoin.com and just say, hey, yeah, just go and look, and staff at oldpueblocoin.com and tell them I want that coin. So Savannah Unana, Greg, welcome. Okay, so this is my favorite coin I bought today, I think. Yeah, we'll use the term coin and then say yes. 1876, super lustrous, and really a lovely coin. Man, I wish I had my setup here, because everything is not as lovely as I want it to be. But this coin here, you can see the overall, the fields are just pretty. And it's a very high grade coin. It's a pretty good strike for the series. Like, these come really flat. Like, I've had lots of these where you look at the lettering and then you look over here at the fields and you get over into the corn and the wheat and the leaves, and they're almost just flat as a pancake. Like, this actually has a decent amount of contrast up into the corn and in the wheat stalks and the leaves. Pretty cool. So this is a 64 CAC. You know, I'm pricing it a little bit closer to 65 money, but in person, yeah, I'm not even getting this on film the way I want it to, because that coin in person is really killer, really killer. I'm going to jump back into a couple world coins, then we'll go back to the U.S. These minor coins, though, I'm just enamored with them. Here's a coin from 1956. It's 72% silver from the Republic of Guatemala. And really cool coin, and really high grade, and really inexpensive, right? 10 centavos. What a fun piece. You know, some of you don't romanticize the foreign coins like I do. MS-67. You know, the population of 2 with 0 and higher graded. You know, that's kind of fun, right? I mean, I know not a lot of people send those coins to get graded, but they're super cool. And this one you guys might appreciate a little bit better, a little bit more, because, you know, who doesn't like Switzerland, right? This coin, okay, now let's talk about coins and coin grading for a second. Look at the helvetia of a coin right there, right? Look at the fields on that coin, and they're just stunning on both sides. Oh, by the way, 1934, egads, that's older than almost everyone I met at the coin show, but not everyone. All right, so this is actually a old, like is that Gen 2, Gen 2.5, whatever, MS-67, right? So, you know, it's an old holder. They called it a 7. They didn't call a lot of things 7s back then. Like, if you could see the pop report on all coins graded back in the 90s, how many coins had a 7 on them? And it tweren't many, folks. It tweren't many. All right, I got a couple more cool things to show you that I picked up. Once again, throw gray sheet out the window. I shouldn't say that, because it's not like it's a big difference in price here, you know. But this coin doesn't cat for enough based on how hard it is to locate. You know, shield nickels, very hard to get a real attractive shield nickel. This coin is really problem free, and actually pretty lustrous for a nickel. You know, one of the hard parts about collecting nickels is a lot of them are very dull looking. This one actually is pretty reflective and lustrous. You can see the luster moving on that. MS-62, yeah, I mean, what a nice piece. If you need this for a typeset, this is less than 200 bucks. And, you know, the detail is really strong, of course, on this. Some of them come a little flat, but once again, you know, the flatness usually shows up in the shield lines and other areas. And this one's pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right, I got a few more to show you. One of my all-time favorite coins from when I was a kid, and I still love this coin, Uruguay. And I've always loved this coin. I love the horse. The more modern, 1981, but, you know, it has like 15 sides. I don't know how many sides it has. It has a lot of sides to it. It's got a beautiful look to it. Just a basic coin, 10 centimos. And look at that, you know, MS-67, pop 1, none higher. Now, in fairness, of course, he's probably only ever graded one of them, but I've never seen this coin look like this. like I said, literally from my childhood, I had a coin or this exact coin from Uruguay, and it was, nothing like this. And it's hard for me to imagine that coin existed in that grade, right? All right, a couple more things here to show to you. Maybe we can talk about the show after that. And then this is another coin that is not going to be represented by the gray sheet. I've had a lot of these that trade well north of gray sheet. If you get a nice 3-cent trime, 3-cent silver piece in high grade and with a toning to it, it's something that just sells it pretty easily at numbers north of gray sheet. I paid well north of gray sheet on it. So, but it's really up close, lovely. I mean, I forgot when I bought it, just how many different colors are on that piece, right? And of course, if you get this coin in the true view, probably looks like one of the most stunning things you've ever seen, right? In a true view. All right, let me see here. I've got one more thing to show you. I don't know what I'm going to do after that, because for crying out loud, some of you, it's late. I mean, I didn't realize I was keeping you all up so late, but I guess I forgot that there's things called time zones. This is my bias, right? Like, I complained my whole life about the East Coast bias, and here I am like, yeah, you guys, you're just going to stay up and watch, right? What a dork. All right, so this is super fun, right? So this is, a George Washington medal, of course. There's G-Dub right there in the center. And, this is going to be made out of probably aluminum, but possibly some other pot metal. To have a reflective field on a piece like this is super cool. And 1732, 1799, we got a couple things going on here that are pretty cool. This is put out for the Centennial of the country, and this is one I haven't seen before either. Fit keystone in the triumphal arch, which spans the nation's century. So the nation's century there, so 1776, there's Washington, 1876. So there's a whole ton of medals that came out in 1876 for the Centennial. And I'm really enamored with this one. I haven't seen this one before. Excuse me. I apologize. I don't have a dump button in here, so really cool piece. It almost has the vibe of a mason's piece. The way that his piece is. Thanks, Roger. So this is the Triumphal Arch Keystone 64 DPL, which I find really cool. They actually took the time to put DPL on there, and it's a fun piece, man. I really love it, and it has so much appeal. You got the Centennial, you got G-Dub. I'm still wondering with all the hints to the Masons if it's like a Mason crossover piece. Really, really super cool. So I had to show you guys all of the things that came to light. Now I'm going to try to not ruin anyone's appetite here too much. We're going to pop up a little bit here. Look at that, some water. This is IRL, folks. That's what you call in real life. If you want, I can show you the beautiful view of Las Vegas rooftops. There you go. Of course, that's amazing, right? Right, of course it is. Because for those of you who didn't already know, they know to put me on the rooftop right away, because that's the only place for me. So in the meantime, I'm going to turn myself back around. I'm coming, folks. Don't leave me just yet. Oh, so but this is a problem now, because now I'm on the wrong side of the camera, and I can't see y'all. I can't see all your faces and comments, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the show here in Las Vegas. If you can hang out for a minute and just say hi. It's been a good show, and it's been well attended by the public. I just want to talk a little bit about the market and the marketplace. It's how do I put this? the market still seems pretty strong to me overall. It's hard to tell because city to city things change quite a bit or different quite a bit. So, man, this is some shoddy camera work here. So, I think that really, you guys should make this show sometime. It's been a great show. It's at the Palace Station in Vegas. Tomorrow I'm here for another little bit. I'm here till it's like 10 to 2. 10 to 3 is the show time. But I've been hanging in there. Like, on a Saturday, lots of guys start to pack up early, like at 4. But I was busy till 6. I mean, I'm just doing stuff and having a good time. And showing lots of love to the people that bothered to stay. So, trying to think of what was really hot and what was not. There are certain coins that are just crazy hot. I've been trying to find things for want list for people, and it's very difficult because, just everything is so much more expensive than you kind of want it to be. But that's what happens in an upward market. You can't expect to get deals in a hot market. It's just really difficult. The only deals in a hot market is probably, what I'll say, cherry picking. And by that I just mean finding things that look really nice for the grade. You can't assume that every coin that went through your hands has been to CAC. That's not a thing. You just can't assume that. So you got to trust your eye a little bit and find some good deals. I know I gave some good deals to a couple guys today, mostly because I'm a sap and a sucker. But you know what? I love sharing coins with people. And so, by the way, for all y'all out there, hey Jeff, how you doing? Yoda's here. Oh, yay! So, this is just a general thing. Like, everyone's got a different personality, but if you like buying coins and you want to collect certain things, it helps to invest some time with people. So, like, if you're at a show, these are some pointers or tips. I've done this before in videos. Take some time to notice what the people are wearing, and what I mean by that is not to ogle the ladies just because we're in Vegas. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you see someone in a Padres hat, right? How are the Padres doing, right? That type of thing, that personal touch, you create a relationship almost instantly with somebody when you take the time to talk to them about something that interests them. Now, of course, hopefully you both have interest in coins at the same time, because that's why you're there, right? You're both there for coins. But it's that next step where you go from just being some anonymous people with maybe some coins in common to being human, where you can sit there and say, hey, man, how about, whatever it is. Like, you'd be amazed at things that you can talk about and tell people and see. So I'll tell you what, it's for me, it's really enjoyable. I'm really excited about being able to get on the road and do some shows once in a while. And one of these days I'll get to the East Coast, but the travel's a little bit much. Let's see what else is going on at the show. I've seen a lot of commems at really high prices, which is amazing to me a little bit, but mostly the key dates. So your Gettysburg, your Spanish Trail, your Hawaii, those things are really kind of high. Guys are just kind of naming prices on stuff. If they've got something really rare, they just put a number on it and say, yeah, I don't care if you buy it or not. I did get to see some really cool stuff for, let's see, I saw, $1794. Now, if y'all don't know, the $1794 is it was a VG10. It's beautiful. It's one of the rarest U.S. coins. I think they had it priced at about $180,000. There's some really cool guys there. Alan Rowe at Northern Nevada Coin is here, and that other coin I think was at Tangible Assets. I think that's that was. Witter Coin is here. And then there's a lot of guys that you see at shows that you recognize if you do a lot of shows. Like if there's a show in your region. So a lot of the guys that set up these shows, they do shows 40 shows a year. So they might be coming to a city near you sometime. So it was pretty cool. Danny, thanks for joining us. Late night for Danny. Yeah, is it pushing 11 there? Probably. So Um, I don't go to Henderson. CSI taught me that all the psychos are in Henderson. That's cool, man. Great, great. Well, I'll make sure that I only go when the psychos are sleeping in. It's a little hint there. If you've ever been to Vegas, like on a Sunday morning at like 7 a.m., it's very quiet. It's very quiet. Yeah, the vampires all go away during the daylight. So I'm just saying. All right. Hey, Kevin, thanks. I'm glad you like the coins that we've sent out your way. Thanks, Dylan, for joining us. There's at least one psycho in Vegas. Donald, thank you. Hat tip. I appreciate you pointing me out. Bring more type coins next time. I'll spend more money. Riley, thank you. It's hard because at a show, I get some opportunity to buy from the public a little bit. But, you've got something like a show like this, which is a nice size show. There's probably 50 dealers here, and maybe more than that. But, I mean, it's not like your local show where you might have 25 or 30 dealers. And it's not like going to a show where there's like 1,000 dealers, right? Maybe there's more like 75 here. I don't know the head count. But it's a nice size show. And if I get a chance to buy a little bit wholesale, a little bit from collectors, sometimes I can buy stuff at a level. But even the coins, the type coins that I bought today that I showed you, I bought those from the public, and I still paid, I think, a pretty strong price for them just to get them. And there's not many things that you can just pick up at a show from other dealers right now. That's just not what the market is, right? And it's just a thing. Let's see. Also, what else we got on here? Okay, so this is right. Yeah, I mean, look, if it's a Saturday night, if you're up till midnight anyways, watch some YouTube. It'll help you go to sleep. I'm here for you. You get to sleep after this. Any nice old foreign coins. There's actually a few ancient dealers here and nice foreign stuff that I picked up some of the more modern stuff that slapped. I picked up a deal. I didn't bring it here to show you guys. I picked up a deal of mostly condor tokens, which is something that I used to really jones for all the time. So that's going to be like 1700s copper pieces, mostly from England, usually commemorating. Think of a Civil War token, but well before its time, and also the size of a British large penny. Well, a U.S. large cent, really, not a British large penny. But those I always like because a lot of them are political. A lot of them are showing historical figures. They got cool designs. Usually they're inexpensive. A lot of them are like $20 to $40. Some of them are more expensive, but it's really fun stuff if you haven't seen that stuff. So. Yeah, I love the old foreign coins myself. Speaking of being up till midnight, this is the difference between Vegas and a lot of places. I went out the other night with some friends, and the place we went to, they seat their last seating at 2:30 a.m. This is a restaurant and bar, right? But it's a restaurant bar. It's not like just a bar. It's a restaurant bar. So that means if you're working in the kitchen, there's last seatings at 2:30, so you're probably last getting orders at 3. So you're cooking till 3 to 3:30. You can tell I used to work in a kitchen, man. I'm looking at that. I'm like, wow. Now they don't open, I think, until 5 in the afternoon, so it's just a different time clock. But really, when I saw last seating at 2:30, I'm like, I am not in Tucson anymore, right? That's just a thing. Marshall, I will be at the show roughly from 10 to 2 tomorrow. I might be a couple minutes late just because of some activities I got going on in the morning. But about 10 to 2 I should be at the show, having fun. 1895 P dollars. Riley, you're killing me, Holmes. You're killing me. Ken's just laughing. I like that. All right. So, and thanks, DMCXX. By the way, I mean, I like the fact that you sound like a rapper. I'm not going to lie. You're really bringing up my cool quotient right now. I just want to say that right now. That's good stuff. So, what else in the market? There's a few other things that I had to tell you guys about that I haven't yet. I'm trying to remember now what it is. It's not super late here. It's only pushing 9 o'clock. But really, when you sit at a table, it really is a long day. I mean, if you get there at 9 and really you're there 9 to 6 the whole time, which is what I was. And then I had an interview I did afterwards. And then I got a bite to eat, and now I'm here. It does turn into a little bit of a day, which is fun. I mean, I love what I do. I can't complain. So, all right, what else are we doing here? All right, Seth, great. So good to have you and your son, man. It was awesome to meet you. It's fun. I really appreciate all the hospitality. And by the way, I've met new dealers. This is another thing, right, about going to shows. If you go to your local dealers, hopefully you have local dealers, but I've learned from doing this here, doing YouTube, that a lot of people live in a coin desert, right? You don't have good coin shops near you because you're very rural or something along those lines. Or maybe you've got a bullion shop, but it's not really a coin shop per se. And so being able to get to shows that are only a couple hours away is really good. It's really fun. And there's lots of guys that are coin shows that just kind of aren't great at what they do. I mean, they like coins, but they're not the most congenial people. You know, you got to be patient with some of them. But there's a ton of really great dudes out there, and I meet them every time I travel. You see the guys that are really top notch, and you get to know them, right? And the other thing is when you get to go to lots of shows, for those of you who live in like the coin desert areas, you get to see a lot of material. And, you know, that's really valuable for someone who wants to collect coins. It's helpful to look at a lot of stuff, graded or raw. And a lot of the dealers are helpful. A lot of the dealers, especially if they don't have a line of guys at their table, which sometimes they do, just be respectful, you know, come back around. But some of those guys, you know, a lot of those guys will spend time with you and chat you up a little bit and give you they'll share knowledge and information with you. All right, well, the other thing I wanted to tell you all was, Instagram is in the house. Like the show is pretty wild because I don't know if you guys know, we've talked about this before on the channel. Instagram and silver stacking, that type of stuff, is like its own whole subculture. Well, there's like a whole row of tables, like a little corner bankment of guys that were stacking their own, making their own stuff, and culturally it's different. Right, which is fine by me. Like, I don't mind having the mashup. I actually kind of like the cross-cultural stuff. You know, you get them in there, and it's just really fascinating to see the differences. You know, there's a lot of guys that look like they should be maybe at a bar or tailgate party or something, or tattoo parlor. But it's really, to me, it's a pretty cool vibe. My favorite thing was that I met out of those guys. Some of those guys are making their own poured bars and stuff. But I think my favorite was there's some guys that I think were just legit craftsmen. Like, there were some people that had created three-dimensional artwork out of silver, like silver spiders that were probably, you know, 8 or 9 inches across, like a big tarantula kind of thing, and it was like $1,200. But it's artwork, and some really, really killer stuff. So I find this to be something we've talked about before, and I really hope you guys understand some of the stuff that's going on. It's really kind of neat to me because some of those, I told a few guys that, you know, silver is a gateway drug to coin collecting, because these guys, they start looking at silver stack, you know, that bar's cool, and the next thing you know, they're like, what's that? And you tell them it's some old metal, or that's a Morgan dollar, and you start talking about the history and stuff, and the next thing you know, they're like, well, maybe I'll just buy one coin, right? Maybe just one coin, right? All right, so let me see here. Marshall, good, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm being diplomatic about, Aaron, but thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, to be in Vegas and be diplomatic ain't easy. I'm just saying, right? Vegas has no shops. Okay, by the way, so there's a guy, you know, Vegas has no shops. I'm about to promo a guy here that I met. His name's the Duke of Fremont Street. Guys, full-on pinstripe suits, thin mustache, fedora, like wingtips. I am waiting for him to pull out his Tommy gun. He is all that, and it is to me it's fantastic because it reminds me quite a bit of one of my favorite customers I had back in the day, old Ralphie, who used to play Vegas, and he didn't wear the pinstripe suit and stuff, but he drove this old Cadillac. He always had like a big gold ring on. And Vegas, baby, Vegas, just Vegas, and that's all it is. And so this guy was set up next to me. a couple down for me actually, and I thought that was awesome. That was awesome. Okay. Yes, dude, going to see Penn and Teller? Come on, man. I should. I'm not doing a show unless they start at 10 o'clock tonight, which they might. You know, they probably might, right? Let me see. Yeah, Riley, so that was the guy who dresses really nice. Directly to my left, there's a guy who was only streaming on What's Not. Like, he wasn't there all day Friday. Today he came in. He streamed live on What's Not for like an hour. Then his buddy came in and streamed for like an hour or more, auctioning like raw coins and paper money live. And then you're going to be back tomorrow doing more of the same. And this was really, I thought, really interesting. What's Not's probably a video in and of its own, but as long as I'm here, I'll tell you about it. I mean, you know, I spent a half an hour or longer talking to the guys at What's Not about what they do. And so basically, it's kind of like live streaming on Instagram, only you're auctioning stuff and you're selling it like you would through eBay. So it's like a mashup between those two formats. So it'd be like if right now I was just auctioning stuff off, but they have their own payment format and all this other stuff that you pay them a schnitzel like you would eBay. So it's a whole thing. But you know, there's a whole culture out there for that, right? A whole culture. All right. Yeah, bedtime for the kids. Good night, Seth. Good to see you. All right. People who own coin shops and hate humanity. I'm familiar with that type of person. Unfortunately, I know that type of person very well. What else is going on? I like the bullion, but it becomes boring. So this is interesting, right? So the bullion being boring is the kind of counterculture to what all this Instagram stacking and pouring is, because they went from stacking, now they're stacking and pouring, because they're all making their own silver bars. And some of them are pretty neat, but a bunch of them, like I said, I met one group, there's 3 guys, well, I think one of them was a gal, sorry. I didn't talk to all of them, but the guy who made the silver spiders, these guys are all artisans. One I think was from, one was from California, one was from New York, and I think the other was from Utah. So they spanned the globe. They spanned America, not really the globe. But those guys were really artisans. Like, they made some really cool stuff that was functional. Like, they made like little wallets with the silver, like a card keeper wallet with a silver backing. Really sweet stuff. So, yes. All right, man. Aaron, you explaining my diplomacy in the coin shows. Yeah, dude, everyone's going to suck, right? So everyone's going to suck. There are a lot of people that suck out there, right? So I had a conversation today with the doctor, and we're talking about doctors with God complexes and stuff. But we got the conversation like, look, you've got coin dealers that are crap, right? You've got guys that are car dealers that are crap, like the used car salesman. But you know what? I've had so many used car salesmen that I know that are some of the best people I've ever met, right? So I totally agree with you that I'm being diplomatic about. There's some people in every show that you go to that suck. They're terrible. Some of them are bad people even. They're not just bad at what they do. They're just not nice people, right? But the reality is that in that same room, you can find awesome people. You can find good people. And that's my main point. Like, when you go, and the hardest part about a show is learning who the bad people are and who the good people are. Like, you want to be able to go and just avoid the noise, right? You want to avoid all the people that are in your way, that they're just going to waste your time. And you don't want that, because you only have so much time to be at a show. You know, and a show the size of this one is, it's a decent enough show to where if you spend 2 days, you can really work your way around and see different stuff kind of every day you go. Right, shrimp cocktails at $1.99. Tim, thanks. You're buying, buddy. I can't afford that. All right. Let me see here. What else is going on? Have the coin grading services sped up? Only if you slow down. Yeah, they're not speeding up. Not right now. Let's see. Yoda tells me to go out to Pawn Stars. I have a customer who's had a couple of different items on Pawn Stars. So Pawn Stars actually they have a producer. They had a producer. Their producer left and is doing other stuff now. But they had a producer that would find weird things online, on eBay or on other sites, call the owner and say, hey, you want to bring that in? So they actually had someone who did all of the legwork. Dean West, is this live or is it Memorex? All right, well, for now it's live, but the guys who see it tomorrow, not so much. It's almost tomorrow someplace. I think it's tomorrow, maybe in Canada, eh? Let me see here. Yeah, watching people get ripped off on Pawn Stars. Pawn Stars is very, very staged, so there's that. Let me see. No prices on the slabs. Yeah. Let me see what's going on here. What else we got? I've seen a lot of rude customers at shows as well. Usually why the dealers get fed up sometimes. Jeff, thanks for pointing that out. Just the fact that, there are people, it kind of goes both ways, right? So humanity, you're not like in some way better than somebody else or less greedy or jerkish if you're on the other side of the counter. And mostly I've had good responses, but you get some people that are in there that are like, and in Vegas, I haven't been to too many shows where I see people who I know are just actively drinking, and I don't mean like water. I had a show. The show was open. It was a dealer. It wasn't even 10. It was 9. The show wasn't open to the public yet. The show opens at 10, and he'd already had 2 margaritas. And like I thought that would have made him spend more money, but it didn't. I'm just saying it could have, but it didn't. But anyways, that's a thing. That's a thing, right? Let me see what else we got here. Tucson Baba, hey, what's going on? Harvey Huey, what's your opinion on the modern commemorative coins in Unk? Very low mintages. It's a hard thing, right? So here's my opinion. Anything that people don't like now that you can buy cheap and you don't mind speculating on, I mean, you can. I have this thing about I like some random coins that aren't really expensive. At the beginning of this live stream, we were showing modern coins. This coin from 1981 from Uruguay is like one of my favorite coins that I got at the show. It's a $75 coin, maybe. Like, if this coin wasn't in this holder, probably none of you would give me more than $2 for it, right? So, but looking at stuff like that. For the modern U.S. things, to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I don't see it necessarily on a lot of the stuff they made in the 90s, but there are things that have a relatively low mintage. But the modern commems, it's hard for me to see the mintages being low enough from what I know of them. But I'm not running down a list right now, so I'm not 100% sure how that works. Oh, Robert Adams, thank you. The 3-cent piece, email staff, staff at oldpueblocoin.com. And that's kind of first come, first serve on that. I'm trying to type, and I just totally screwed it up to make it happen here. Another Robert and Robert. I watch your videos in San Francisco. Hey, cool, that's awesome. I haven't considered going to San Francisco anytime soon, but maybe one of these days. I was thinking about doing the PNNA show sometime, which is like the Pacific Northwest Numismatic Association. Any of you guys live up there? I've heard that's a pretty good show. It's a regional show. I like the idea of shows that are kind of 3-day regional shows that attract like 3 or 4 states kind of in the area to come into one place. I've heard the Boise show is good. You like how surprised I was? Like, Idaho, they have coins? What? All right. Oh, sweet. Yeah, you're in Canada too? Oh, man, that's cool. Man, like, I'm not in Canada. When I said you're in Canada too, I didn't mean I'm also in Canada. Dean West, all right. Yourself showing your age, Memorex. Oh, thank you. I am dating myself, as they say. It's just I'm that lonely of a guy sometimes. All right, Kenneth, a little discernment goes a long way in coin shows. Absolutely, good point. Jack, welcome along. Hey, just got here. Hope you're not too late. Apparently, Jack, it is too late for everybody. It's just it's bedtime. See any octagonal? Oh man, $50 gold pieces. I'm trying to remember if there was one there or not. I think there is one at the show, maybe two, amongst my favorite coins. And I don't have one. I've never owned one. The previous owner of the coin shop had a $50 slug that was not from the Pan Pac. It was not from the Pan-Pacific show. It was not from 1915. It was the early one from the 1850s, from the gold rush, right? So the California, the San Francisco 49ers, speaking of San Francisco, are named after the gold rush of 1849. And so a lot of that early gold is dated in the early 1850s. And by the way, that's one of my favorite pieces. His slug that he owned was really so cool. I mean, they're like 2.5 ounces of gold. They're amazing. Oh, Yoda. There are good people. I can't do Yoda right now. I almost just did. I almost did JFK. That's not a Yoda and JFK don't sound the same, do they? I don't think so. Good people and bad people. I gotcha. Okay, good. Daniel Darby asking, what's getting more action, dealer to dealer or dealer to retail? All right, I'm gonna need a sip of something here. My throat's gone. I've been talking all day. All right, that has coffee in it. That'll keep me going another 5 minutes. I find this to be an interesting topic because dealer to dealer always has more action, but this is true of every trade show I've ever seen. Like in Tucson, there's something called the Gem Show that happens every year in February. The entire city of Tucson is upended by earth-wandering hippies, right? In a good way. I mean, they're great people. It's pretty cool. But every hotel is taken. You can't get a room. Instead of rooms being $125, they're $250. Every venue is full. But those guys, most of them do dealer-to-dealer stuff too, just like at a coin show. And it's okay as a dealer to do dealer-to-dealer business, to move out certain things and to get certain things in that you need. You're going to do a better volume almost any show with dealer-to-dealer action. And I'm okay with that. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with it. The real question, I think, is how good is the retail appearance? How many people are there that are shopping and how many are tire kicking? My take on that is that it was a pretty good show. So the concept that, oh no, the market is slowing down, we're in trouble, I don't think so. I think that you're seeing prices adjust back down a little bit, like on Morgan Dollars, which, you know, if you follow the channel, I've kind of mentioned I thought some of that stuff was overpriced a little bit. But you look at some recent auction results, like I said earlier in the live stream, some of these silver commems, the earlier ones, I'm waiting for those to stop, but brother, they're just keep buying them, man. They're flying through that stuff. So pretty wild stuff. I think that thanks for the comment and question, Daniel. That's good stuff. All right, Dean West, if you like that Liberty silver medal, oh, that's something new that came out. I got to look at that. Aaron, thanks for joining us. Well, you know, have I gotten everyone used to my cobalt blue supernova, stuff like that? Man, yeah, no, I haven't. But I've got, I sold a penny today to a guy that, bless his heart, I made his day, and I know I did because I had this 1910 Lincoln cent, which I got absolutely shafted by PCGS on, and you know, the coin's like a 6 all day, and it's purple and it's gorgeous, and they called it, you know, questionable color, and I'm like, I didn't have the heart to mess with it anymore. I'm like, this needs to go to someone who loves it. He's going to get that coin like in an NGC7 holder and get a CAC sticker on it. And I told him when he does, show me. I want to see it because it's stunning in person. I showed it to him basically as like a 65 red-brown coin. And God love him. I made his day with cobalt blue supernova. I mean, champagne supernova in the sky. Watch out, Oasis. DMC double X is coming. Is that triple X? I can't see that far. All right, it's good. Greg, words are hard. That's right. You know what? I didn't get into the, I didn't get into the 2023 piece of Morgan dollars. I'm laughing because someone just did like a yawning thing, and I know it's late at night, and I know I'm boring, but everyone who's still here is having fun, so whatever. But my favorite thing is that it's asking me whether I want to show it or hide it, and I'm laughing at that because I'm like, the stuff that slipped through on some of my live streams before, for like stuff that no one should have to look at, and that they block. That's cool. All right. Let me see what else is going on here. No proof 20-cent pieces that I saw. How can you not love that much gold? I know, right? It's so good. Thanks, Aaron. Good night. Have a good night, guys. I see a few people already like, it's bedtime. I understand. Let me see what else we got here before we go. Anything else I got to tackle? I didn't see, Kevin, I didn't see any tallers at the show really, but there's a whole part of the show I didn't even get to yet. So that was kind of far away. There's a whole half the room I didn't get to because I just didn't spend the time. No, that's 16s penny, Jeff. That's a 19s penny that I have that I actually had the conversation with the guy on the 1910 penny when I sold it to him, that I've got this coin that I just love that needs to be in the right holder one day. All right. Do you think that coin grading companies make a note of people that crack out coins and resubmit? I don't know that they have time for that. I think we get a lot of little conspiracies about things, but ain't nobody got time for that. Like, they got so much work to do. Right. Okay, Ken. Ken. This is so funny. Okay, so Kenneth, he's right in that he was the one who did the yawn sign, and now he's owning it. I didn't show it because I was like, I don't want anyone to pick on the poor guy. You're just saying it's your bedtime. I thought for sure you're saying, God, this guy's as boring as all get out, which, is a fair statement. All right, anything else that I need to know about the show, tell you about the show? I don't know. I'm going to be doing Denver in October. So anyone who's in that area who's going to be going to Denver, I'll see you there. And other than that, I don't have any shows planned for, regional shows planned for the year, just because once I get into November and December, it's just busy life, family stuff, kind of thing. And that's still a thing for everybody out there. So this is fun. I'm really glad you guys came and decided to hang out with me tonight and stay up late and just chill, man. And I'll see some of you tomorrow at the show. And I think I probably missed some comments and stuff, but I just want to say thanks again for joining me. Man, there's a whole bunch of other comments that kind of escaped, but that's okay. I'll get you all next time. I'll see some of you at the show tomorrow. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, especially on the Coin Geek live stream. All right, guys, I just got to figure out how to hit the end button here. Oh, that's right. I'm on the wrong side of the camera. Good night.